This is Winona Ryder on line 2. She wants to come in and see if she can steal some time with us.
Not today,
No,
maybe tomorrow. What were you talking about?
That dog. Was that your supper that night?
No.
Easy Rider dreaming of Winona. So, what was the work schedule like for these? Because I remember coming
every
to visit
day.
You. It was like a night.
Pretty much every day. You know how the work schedule in Hong Kong. You've been working in Hong Kong for a while. It's unlike Hollywood, 6 days a week max. Over there, it's like whenever the director gets tired,
right?
And then he tells the producer, "All right, we take a day off tomorrow."
But here we go, going into the flying.
Right.
You know, I always wonder when you're doing the choreography, how do you decide how much the people can fly? Because it seems that occasionally they fly and sometimes they walk. Like here we have the jumping on the heads, but it's like to fit the scene, the power of the
Well, you basically falls into the period. The closer, this is my philosophy, right? The closer it gets to modern days,
right,
the more real of the less flying around. Let's put it this way.
Yeah.
You know, the older it gets because you can get away with it.
Yeah.
So in this case, this is what the Qing dynasty. Yeah. So you know you could fly a little bit, but stay grounded. But if you go back a little bit further, the swords and everything, then you know people could fly. I mean that's just the scenario.
Right.
I don't necessarily agree with it.
Yeah.
But
that was the decision that was taken. I love the combination there of using the traditional kind of kung fu movements because you know I'm a big.
Well, it's a very Yuen Ping
films.
style, and it was also very my style too. So, you know.
Must have been kind of tricky because I'm looking up there. You're not on a flat surface. You got
it was very difficult to fight on that
corrugated thing, and the flying. But this shot here, like he's literally flying downwards, and I suppose it's just really an aesthetic decision in each scene as to how people are going to move.
At the end of the day, the decision was they were all made by Yuen Ping, of course. You know.
To what extent do you think now Western audiences accept period films? Because I heard rumors that when Crouching Tiger, which was the first one, some people laughed when they saw flying.
Well, because they were not educated with that culture. They didn't grow up with that culture like the Chinese. And I'm still kind of, it's too early to say that they're completely accepted and adopted that style, you know, even though Crouching Tiger won an Oscar, right? But still, it was a very refreshing vehicle for the American audience. But for the second time, I don't know, you know, I think that it's vice versa. If we watch something that we're not familiar with, you know, we tend to brings in a lot of questions.
Right.
So we have to be very careful.
See, I think Iron Monkey benefited because by the time Iron Monkey came out, people had gone to the DVD stores, seen all the other pictures, and like, okay, that's what it's going to be. So they were familiar. Crouching Tiger, though, it did incredibly well. I mean, there were people like flying. You know.
Well, plus Iron Monkey was more on the ground. They were more solid as far as the choreography goes.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
that helped a lot.
Yeah. My all-time favorite. This must be one of my favorite scenes of the. This is my favorite. Maybe it's my favorite of this new wave. If I put it that way, the new wave. And even here, you know what? It used to be in American movies you could not use camera movement to establish character, but this is a beautiful camera movement, totally establishes the character. And here are the 4 monks coming down, and that's how regular folk come down the wall. Boom. And straight into this kind of incredible display of how to use Hungar in the contemporary world. And then establishing these monks are a bunch of perverts. Boom. He gets a moment. You know, he used to be a kung fu star. The Yun Shen Yi actually started.
He was the main villain in Logan and Donnie, remember?
Look at this, Boom. There you go, Tiger. And again, that camera movement to establish character. Gong. I love this Popeye. Double hands together here.
You actually make a big deal out of it.
I loved it because we hadn't seen it for so long. We hadn't seen it since the 80s, and then suddenly here it was. Actual classic
kung fu. I actually choreograph all these movements over here.
Here we are, the crane. I like it,
As I told you, Yuen Ping, you know, let's stick with the
strength against strength.
The Hungar symbolic
the root of
elements,
the character.
Right?
I mean, because
Tiger crane.
Throughout
my choreographies, you know, I stuck with the.
Even the knife work looks interesting by giving them the double knives because it gives it kind of a rhythm. I like this when you step back, boom, boom. And then there's just a gesture.
And you know how I hit him with the shoulder? That's something I came up with on the sets and I said, you know, how about like hit him over here, you know, just trying to use every part of your body.
Totally. And then up, boom, from there. Now this movement, the hand coming out, I love that. So cool. This one, whoa, wicked, bum, 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 bum. Gong. That's terrific. So what were you shooting at for that? What for the film frame speed?
14. Some takes were 16 frames per second, just to bring out that over-the-top dramatic effect.
This is great. This shot here, gong, gong, and then the shot people always remember for one more time with the Mo Yinga, the shadowless kick, and up, gang, and that's that for those guys, and they run. Now this again is a very Chinese cultural thing. You've got the husband's body and the wife. She's offering to pay for his funeral. She's going to sell herself. That's the setup, anyway. It's a con, right?
Yeah, in that scene it was a con, but you know.
That's what. And this is
in the older days,
that's what they would do.
Things.
Wow.
Did happen.
And the guy jumping up there, the supposedly dead husband, is his name I always hear is Su Hao, small monkey.
Small little monkey, right?
And he's an old time. I remember him from the old days. He was in that film.
Crazy Monkey.
Feng Hao.
Feng Hao.
Yeah, the one that.
Mad Monkey.
Yeah, Mad Monkey Kung Fu.
He was a star for my monkey. You know.
Lao Garling. Now, the interesting thing about him is he's got those kind of off-camera gestures, kind of almost monkey-like. Anyway.
Maybe that's why.
He was always cast like that. But they got him this scarred look. But this was like a great little sequence, and very nice wushu-y sword technique.
Right.
And like you were telling me before, the idea of people doing a whole continuous sequence of motion without having to cut, without having to use well, maybe using a double sometimes, but at least just seeing like a human person doing it, as opposed to all the quick cuts and what have you. Did they cut much out of this movie, or is this pretty much what we're seeing is what was shot?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I'm sure they trim bits and pieces over time. But it's like, there are, you know, in the old days, back in the 80s, when I guess there was longer shooting schedules and more budgets, there were great long bits of film that, you know, were shot for Taiwan print, and you never get to see. And then, unfortunately, there's a good chance to talk about this, people are always writing, and you can back me up on this, why don't Hong Kong filmmakers preserve all their unseen, deleted scenes and clips? No one knew we would have DVD. No one ever said.
That's so true, yeah.
No one ever said these films would be worth more now.
Right.
Who would have dreamed Iron Monkey, this film, would have come out theatrically in America, been a big hit on DVD? If someone had said to you at the time, you'd be like, yeah, right. It was basically, you'd make the film, make your money, make a little bit more from overseas sales, and then the film would go back in the archive, and that would be it. And then we get the big villain crashing in. And he's a super guy, Yam Sai-gun. Did you get to know him quite well during the shoot?
Yeah, you know.
He is like, I mean, he's ageless. He was playing a very similar character in Fearless Hyena, which was Jackie Chan's directorial debut.
He still plays the same character.
Same character. Wong Fei-ho,
maybe that's why he was cast.
But no, it's amazing to me. He's still fit and able that he could make a...
Experience.
Yeah, and a very shy person. I remember, you know, many months ago, approached him to be interviewed to talk about Once Upon a Time in China, and he didn't want to talk about it. Maybe he knew we'd lock him up in the studio like we locked you up today
for more than 2 hours.
For more than 2 hours. So Yam Sai-gun is like kind of, but very quiet and soft-spoken, and a really, you know, charming guy. And now the back into action for Wong Kei-ying. I remember actually coming. I was here this day that this was shot. And it was actually up on the roof. They're not cheating the angle. You guys were up there fighting, right?
Yeah, I think we didn't have any time to bring the lights down, so
basically up there. Do heights ever bother you? Because you've done stuff on wires and at great heights. Are you okay with heights? I hate them. I mean, the reason I asked is I'm terrified.
You know, I won't jump off the cliff.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, just bear with it. But this was like a great gravity-defying moment. And then I love the way they fight on the way down. It's just something you'll never see. And this is great, the mixture here of the Southern Hand and the Mo Yinga. Boom, boom, boom. What are the paving stones actually made of? Was it very thin?
I don't know what it was. Props. You gotta ask the prop.
The prop guy got it all together.
Maybe you got to call him up tomorrow and he comes in with all the props. You know?
Who came up with the drawing, the foot semicircle?
I believe I did.
That's nice. Yeah. Boom, boom. Look at those feet fly. Oh my God. Gong. And now you get, in the subtitle, you know what they call that technique? The King Kong Palm.
That's funny. You know.
What's it called in Chinese? That tape?
Actually, King Kong Palm.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
it really is? Gum Gong.
Like, big strength.
Yeah.
Big power, King Kong Palm, you know, but of course the translation
it came out kind of funky. But that's part of the, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's limited the mainstream appeal, but it was always one of the joys of us long-time fans was the bad dubbing and the, you know, the fact that the subtitles were sometimes a miss. Let's meet our monks. There, the guy doing the talking there is Mandy.
That's right.
Who's the guy rubbing his nose in the middle?
Another stuntman, Alam.
What's his Alam? Alam. I was trying to remember his name. Guy on the far left, who was that?
Silbo.
And the guy on the right? Pulling back there with the mat.
I don't.
Boom.
I don't remember.
This was actually, Quentin said, I mean, apart from your scenes, of course, which were his favourites, this is one of the best. It is a great sequence. It was a really
he just
cool.
loved
fighting females.
Females, exactly.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it's one of the great joys, I think, of Hong Kong cinema. Because in the 60s, guys never got to fight. It was all, you know, the people like Su Fong Fong and all those people were like the Jane Bonds, the female stars. But it's a great sequence. Okay, now obviously, to be honest, Jean Wang obviously is being doubled for some of this. Was the double a guy or a girl? Because I've always found, yeah, because I've found there's very few. We just had.
If you watch it frame by frame, you can obviously
pick it out who it is.
You know.
Because they, when we were doing Hi Bye, this
I think you know that shot we just did.
Yeah.
I think I was there. You know.
Yeah. Boom.
I took her. I don't know, 20-something takes.
Really.
Poor girl.
Yeah, I mean, it's people. I mean, even people who are very good, well-practiced martial. I mean, you know,
it's very difficult to execute movements in front, working with the camera. You know.
Something else to explain from which is also a Chinese cultural thing. As young Wong Fei Hung is doing the pole technique, he's actually doing rhymes and he's kind of like reciting poetry. What's the?
Not really reciting. That's just the
titles of the movements.
I think it's just the.
Create
a lot of kung fu movies back in the 70s were like that, you know, where as you fight, you kind of name out the
the techniques.
The techniques. I think that's, you know, it's just one of those.
It's a convention.
Yeah,
it's an invention of the industry. So he's basically doing that, and I mean, in the course of the film, we really see Wong Fei Hung come into his own because these are all things that he would be doing. But I mean, this Wong Fei Hung, she did a fantastic job.
She's great.
Isn't it odd? Never used again. You'd think that, you know, Wong Jing or somebody would have, you know, snapped her up. Maybe her parents didn't want her to get into the business. It's a tough industry, Hong Kong, particularly for women working in the film industry.
Yeah, especially she's a young girl growing up.
Totally. Finish your education. This the sleeve technique here. I remember this also turned up.
Sleeve technique.
The sleeve. Sleeves. Now we're not talking about a Wong Jing movie. It's the sleeve technique that this actually turned up in Dreadnought, one of the earlier Wong Fei Hung films that Yuen Woo-ping had shot, where they're using this. I don't know how do you call it in Chinese? There's different kinds of things with the clothing. And there's skirt foot for fighting for the women. When the woman's wearing a skirt, she hides the foot and kicks. And then whatever you call the sleeve. What's sleeve in Chinese?
Sleeve, zhao.
So it's jiao, jiao ga.
Well,
ooh,
stay out of there.
That had to hurt.
Yeah.
And she still fights on.
Yeah, it's amazing about kung fu movies, and also the funnest thing about kung fu movies, people don't die. Yeah. And you know, how do you keep the audience entertained? You know, you just continuously.
I think there was
fighting.
a little bit here cut. I remember when I came on the set, there was the fight between you and the scar face between Su Hao and you was a little long.
Right.
You had a couple of sticks.
Yeah.
And there was a little extension of that. But
this is a little bit too long, you know.
You have to trim it down. It's a shame they don't keep stuff, but like we were saying earlier, nobody knew. Ba-bum! Revealed. The handsome face. Oh, Donnie again. Ready to take it. This was actually my first. I guess they were shooting a little bit out of sequence because this is actually the first day I came on the set.
Was it?
Yep. They were shooting City Hunter over at Golden Harvest at the same time.
Interesting.
There was such a juxtaposition between City Hunter, which was all that bright, flashy, whatever they were doing with City Hunter, which is good, you know. But then this
boring, straight-out martial art.
No, man, this is. I remember Gary got mad at me, Gary Daniels, because I came back to City Hunter and I was raving on. I've just been to Iron Monkey. That's a real martial arts movie, and because City Hunter wasn't quite that way, you know, it was cartoony and everything. And I think he was like, well, don't bother coming to see me anymore, you know. But we're still good friends, you know. Do you ever see Gary? And have you met him?
No.
I think he keeps up with.
I think I saw him one time at your party, actually, Media Asia.
That's the mistake people make. Hong Kong is such a small place. Everybody sees everybody all the time. But I meet no end of people in LA who just live a life like you do, and you do your own thing. And unless you have a meeting with somebody or you.
Like I'm working with something currently.
Maybe a premiere or something.
With Terrence Chang and John Woo, and I only saw them twice out of all these preparation and
just now we saw the famous single raised finger of that's the classic Hung Gar technique. Now, what's the meaning of that to you?
Well, I think you know it better than anybody because you're the Hung Gar
expert.
master,
Well, what I heard is actually the original was if all the Ming Dynasty rebels raised one finger to restore the Ming and overthrow the Qing, that they would be able to do so because they actually had the superior.
And you can always get pissed off at a person and turn the finger around and it becomes a middle finger.
Yeah, I mean that's the Eminem, the Kid Rock style.
Yeah.
Eminem style of kung fu. Now, this is what interested me when this film came out in America. That the reviewers, though impressed by the kung fu or the wire fu, they just could not. They were so impressed by this sequence with the fire. So, dumb question: all of this is real fire. This is before days of CG fire.
Yes.
This is all real fire.
We couldn't afford CG fire.
Did anybody get burned?
Burn?
Like injured?
No, not heavily injured, but slight.
Give us some of the tricks of the trade. I mean, how do they actually recreate the illusion that you guys are constantly, 9-10 feet off the ground?
Well, there's no illusion.
It's all real.
All real.
So there's no short poles, no platform.
Certain, like for example, this jump kick over. It's impossible to do.
You can't do it.
That was off platform. But like this, that wasn't
all real deal.
All real deal. This is off platform, obviously, right?
Yeah.
And this off platform, obviously, right?
So when you see somebody
what you see is what you get. Let's put it this way.
And there's this the shot that everybody always likes is the splits thing coming, and that's for real. Boom.
Yeah. Well, I was telling Yu Mo Ping, I said, listen, we're fighting, exciting, blah blah. We need a little bit of physicality, like difficulty. So I said, how about doing the split though? And he liked it.
Great. And it's like, it just creates it's typical of like Hong Kong action cinema, taking it one step beyond. I mean, we've seen all kind of fist fighting, and now we're actually, the environment itself becomes the challenge.
One of the greatest things about Hong Kong action films is that we take advantage of environment props, and we further
add to
develops it. Like a lot of Jackie Chan movies, I mean, he could spend
He's very good with
hours with chairs and everything, and it make it very exciting.
The lucky thing about him, of course, his budgets have that he can afford to do like all this.
That's true too.
I was watching Michelle's trailer, and she's doing a thing with a chair. She went, "I hate that chair. I kicked that chair 30 times." And I'm thinking, yeah, you have time because your budget will allow you to kick the chair.
We have to get it done in 2 takes.
Yeah.
Or we're fired.
So exactly, get it done. But they say art is born.
Well, I gave you the.
You gave me more takes than any other Western actors had in the history of Hong Kong film.
Well, you had what, 85?
I think I was there all day. Like just one take. You actually went off for like a 3-course meal. I was still trying to do that technique when you came back. Boom! Catch it out of the air. No need to ask whether that was trick. I know you can really.
I think I did that in 1 take.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just one take. Boom! And I kicked it.
And down. And it's great the way that you can keep that they keep continually prolonging the tension, because it's like just sustaining that momentum for the finale, because Hong Kong audiences have seen so much kung fu before, to actually give them something more exciting. There, boom. Now this is bending the bounds of possibility just a touch, but my God, it looks cool. Yep. The lion dance movement there. Line dance up and bomb, and then catch. This was the still. Everybody, that was always on the video sleeves before. How was that done? You got your hand wrapped in?
Yeah, with fireproof gel.
Yeah.
And I just grabbed it,
A lot of mind power there, because you've got to believe in it.
Yeah,
that's right.
Like, ooh. Well, I couldn't. The camera was on.
Yeah, so it was like, I believe, I'm going to grab it. And then this one, the bouncing power. Yeah, I'm sorry, Quinn. It's funny, the most evil person on screen is
nicest guy.
Always. Yeah, he's so sweet. You're the opposite. You see, on screen, so nice. Off screen, he's a monster, ladies and gentlemen. Monster in human form. Great heroes of our time. This double act of Iron Monkey and Wong Kei-ying. And this, you must be really. I mean, the fact that this film now has got this recognition must satisfy you to no end, I would think.
Yeah, I'm very happy, of course. Why wouldn't I? I mean, that's something that.
For some reason, Iron Monkey 2 never caught quite the same audience.
Iron Monkey 2 was never intended to be Iron Monkey 2.
I'm just messing with you. They capitalized on it.
You don't have to. I mean, I can't say that I made all the all the best films in the world. I think every actor made some lousy films, including the biggest of the names.
The difference is that a lot of times in Hollywood, they spent millions and millions of dollars making those lousy films. At least in Hong Kong, we can say we didn't waste too much money making good or bad movies.
And matter of fact, most of these cheesy films, poor films, they make money for the makers. You know?
Totally, yeah. I mean, you can find it, particularly if you're doing genre films like action pictures.
Right.
You know, there's always horror, action, and I guess porno. Never. We should do a mixed one. Let's do an action horror porno. We'll clean up. Definitely won't lose money.
You're the star, then I don't know
game.
about that.
No, I'm ready. My Shaolin pole is ready. You know, it's like they're the kind of film will not lose money. Is this your favorite of your own movies? The movies you've starred in?
I don't have a favorite one.
Yeah.
Because they all leave some parts of memories in me, you know.
Yeah. Certainly for me, the Kung Fu Shadow Lake sequence is really good. Now we're at the end. Are there credits? There are. Thank you, Donnie.
Thank you, Bey.
Okay, now's your chance. Do you want to kind of like, because we're on camera, do you want to kind of strike the first blow? Oh! God! Ladies and gentlemen, oh! Bey Logan, oh! Bey Logan signing off. He's getting revenge.
That's it.
He's getting revenge. That's it. Feel the tiger. Crane. Send for Ryan. You still fast? Look, we're still on. They're still rolling the credits at the end.
That's good enough.
You know, that's it.
All right, cut.
Thank you. Good night. We'll see you. Actually, we're going to come back next week and look at the film again and do the Mandarin language version. So
not with me, though.
Stay tuned.
Not with
Donnie
me.
Yen.
I'm going.
Soon to be seen in a restaurant in Chen. What are we going to eat now? What do you want to get?
I don't know.
It's like, what do you call the meal you have in the middle of the afternoon that was meant to be lunch? Thank you and goodbye. Sayonara.
Goodbye.
Joy Gin. See you next time on HKL.